What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Today we're going to be having a look at the legend Crocodile. This is an older legend. This came out quite a while ago now. The main reason why we're bringing this up is because this is confirmed through data miners to be the next Super Evolution character to be debuting. This is kind of cool though, because this is actually a treasure map legend. We haven't had a 6+ for a treasure map legend thus far, so it is interesting that this is the first of them, considering the first treasure map legend to debut was the Germa 56 Straw Hat Sanji character. So a lot of people kind of suspected that was going to be the first 6+, but no, it ended up being Crocodile, which I'm all for, to be honest, because on paper, when this guy first came out, he was pretty freaking good. It's just unfortunately, like, Cerebral didn't really go anywhere when he first came out. Like, there were just other teams that were just better, and he didn't really have a place. But, like, when you look at his abilities on paper, this character is very, very good. So I do think with a modern take, with a Super Evolution, and it looks like he's probably going to get a level limit break as well, which is kind of interesting because TM legends are way more difficult to pull compared to normal legends. So not a lot of people are going to have the character at max level limit break. I wonder, because maybe it's a game mode specific legend, that they might restrict it so that level limit break only needs to go to level limit break 3 to get all the abilities, kind of like what they did with the Super Evolutions of, or the level limit break, should I say, of some of the Super Sugo Fest exclusives. They did that with Yamato recently when she got a level limit break. You only get like all the max abilities when you go to level limit break 3. I hope they do that for game mode restrictive legends like this as well. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But we're going to break down Crocodile's abilities because I know a lot of people probably don't remember what this guy actually does, and we'll kind of see what he could potentially receive from a Super Evolution moving forward. The current season of PvP is going to be with Magellan. It is going to be kind of wrapping up soon, so this is going to be the one that's going to be replacing it. So it looks like we'll probably get this guy for free, which is what has usually been happening every time we get a monthly 6+. It's exciting either way because, you know, we just haven't seen a TM legend get a 6+. So I hope that this character is actually good. Now, before we actually get into the abilities, this character, according to the title of this character, because we can see, like, the name of the unit, so this character, it mentions something about, like, unexpected rescue. So one thought is the fact that it could be, like, from Marineford or from Impel Down. But the other theory that I think makes a lot of sense is it could be this Crocodile from, you know, during the time skip, during the Egghead arc, where Crocodile actually went to the Buggy Island, Buggy's delivery service, and actually saved him from the Marines when the Marines were trying to take in Buggy, obviously when the Warlord system was revoked. So that's kind of fascinating. It could be this guy, and of course we do have the Cross Guild unit here in this outfit with like the pink with the pink diamonds, or the purple diamonds, whatever it is. Yeah, so it might be this one too. I hope it is this one because I mean it's the most modern version of Crocodile. So let's go ahead and have a look at his abilities and see what this character could potentially do. So his Dex driven Cerebral. I am not expecting this to change, although they have done that in the past with Super Evolutions. I'm not expecting this guy to be too different from his current base form. I'm expecting it to just be a straight upgrade rather than a side graded version of himself. So in terms of the Captain ability, the Captain effect will reduce cooldown of all characters by 1 at the start of the fight, or obviously pretty good. It would be nice if this gets buffed to 2 turns, but probably not. Boost the attack of Cerebral units by 5 times, boosting the attack of all other characters by 3.75 times, boost the HP of everyone by 1.3. If your HP is 70% or above at the start of the stage, it does 10% of enemies' HP as damage at the end of that turn for every stage. So that's really cool. Basically doing end of turn damage is obviously pretty powerful. Believe this is a bit of an error here. I believe if this is your below 70% at the start of the turn, it says Cerebral characters who attack with type advantage will gain a matching slot after you attack. So like both of these abilities are really good. Like, these are really nice abilities to do end of turn damage, and if you're not at that threshold, then if you attack super effectively, you just get a matching slot in the next turn. Just really good effects. And then if your HP is below 50% at the start of the turn, recovers 2,000 health at the end of each turn, and 20% damage reduction. So he's got a lot of really cool abilities here. The biggest thing, obviously, is the 5 times attack boost. That needs to change. That needs to be buffed to at least 5.5. hopefully 5.75, I would think. There may be some conditions attached to that because he does have a lot of conditions based on the HP threshold, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a 5.5 times attack, 5.75 if you're below, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50%, something like that. Who knows? As for the other abilities, I would love if he just had all these abilities despite whatever HP he had. Like, imagine that all the time, like, it didn't even matter what HP threshold you had, but all the time he would do a 10% health cut. Every time you attack super effectively, you get a matching slot. That would be awesome. All the time, getting in the 2000 HP and the 20% damage reduction. It'd be pretty nice, honestly. It would be really, really cool. But then attach an HP threshold to the attack boost, I think would be a lot better. We'll wait and see. But I think because he has so many intricate abilities combined into his captain effect, I'm not really expecting the captain effect to shift that much. I'm expecting it to be relatively similar, just with some slightly higher numbers, maybe changing some of the HP thresholds around. Maybe that is all that's going to happen. In my perfect world, I would love it if he had an additional effect in his captain. Now, based on the rest of his kit, I think a perfect effect to add in his captain ability would be the ability to resist special reverse for all characters. I think that would be really, really cool, just because he has it in his crewmate ability to resist special cooldown on himself by 2 turns when it's reversed, and he also has the ability to give everyone -1 turn cooldown with his special, so I think it would be a really cool effect if he could get access to that. So obviously you can see the sailor abilities here. Both of them are pretty good effects. I guess one kind of thing I want to talk about also briefly that just came to my mind is currently he only gives the attack boost to Cerebral. He does give everyone else a minor attack boost, but all the other effects here pretty much are rainbow. Like the cooldown is rainbow, the HP boost is rainbow. This effect to get matching slots if you attack super effectively is also only attached to Cerebral units. But a lot of the effects are rainbow. But what I would like to see is the fact that this character is also a driven character. It would be really nice if this character also gave all of the buffs that he gives to Cerebral also to Driven. I think that would be a really nice touch as well. Just give him like a few more tools to play around with. Give him another reason to be used as a captain. So he's not just shoehorned into Cerebral teams. Give him other teams to work with. That would obviously be a nice addition too. The special ability for this guy is also pretty good. It gives -1 turn of cooldown, as we touched on earlier, boosting the attack of Cerebral units by 2.5 for 1 turn. Again, as I said, I really hope that he will pivot to be boosting Cerebral and Driven this time. That would be really cool. And then if your HP is below 50% when you launch the special, or when this character's special counter is at 1, which basically means that you've activated the special already. So when you activate it again, and we'll talk about it again as well, because his super type also has something to do with the special counter. So basically, if you're below 50% or you have a special counter at 1, when you launch the special, it gives you a 3.0 chain boundary for 3 turns, which even to today's standards is a very good chain boundary, especially when that upper level is at 40.0. You're not really going to be reaching 40.0, but that's a very good chain boundary even to 2024 standards. And if none of these conditions are met, like the HP threshold or the special counter, you still get a 2.5 chain boundary for 2 turns. I think that's pretty cool. The thing is Bandai have done really weird things recently with characters, like specifically like Halloween Perona. They really made her super weird with her special, where the base form was already like a 3-turn chain lock, but then they made it like a 2-turn chain lock, and then if you fulfill some condition, it then becomes a 3-turn. I wouldn't be shocked if like this is 2 turns, this is 2 turns, and then there's some other condition that has to be met for them to become an actual 3-turn buff, because I know Bandai absolutely love doing that for some reason. Make the characters easier to use. I don't understand why they don't do that. They always go out of their way to make some weird gimmick to make the character useful in some very niche use case. I just think it's kind of terrible. In terms of other effects that can be added here, as I said, I hope that it buffs Driven as well. I really do think that he needs some other effect to, again, like a point of difference. He needs something else in his special, because that's part of the reason why you basically never see this guy used in content these days, is because the special just doesn't do enough. -1 cooldown, attack boost, chain boundary, it's really not a lot. It needs a utility, a piece of utility to make him be used in certain situations, so you can use the special, get around an enemy gimmick, as well as providing damage potential to the crew. I think that would be really, really neat. Now, in terms of what he could actually provide for the crew, the fact that he already provides special cooldown reduction, honestly, I think it would be kind of neat if he had special bind removal as well. So he could remove special reverse and special bind at the same time. And we've seen a couple of characters do that, and those characters are very rare to get a hold of. Ones that come to mind straight away are like the quick rare recruit Karasu. There's the Sai Frankie from Film Red, the Kizuna rare recruit. There is a Strength King rare recruit. There is the Int Alba legend as well. So there's a couple of those units in the game, but there's not many of them, and it would be cool if Crocodile would fall into that category as well. I mean, also removing enemy defensive effects are always a cool thing. Potentially removing barrier, damage immunity. Some of those rare gimmicks that you come up against would be pretty cool. Another reason why this is just a big deal in general is because Crocodile also, in terms of his potential abilities, he does have the potential ability of hunger stack removal. And these always come at a premium because whenever you're dealt with hunger, the best way to get around it is to use potential abilities. It is the most efficient way, and it just causes the less amount of stress, right? If you have to go ahead and manipulate your slots into Semler or recovery slots and then consume them, it's just annoying as heck. If you have characters with a potential ability, it just makes things so much easier. So he already provides some pretty cool stuff on the outside, but he needs something really powerful in the special to make him actually be used. So defensive effect removal, special bind removal, something like that to make him actually want to be used. His super class effect is actually pretty strong too. One cool thing I do like about it is that there's two separate conditions that you can fulfill in order to activate it. You can either be at 50% or less HP, or have one of the following characters on the crew. And the characters that you need, they're pretty readily available. You got some pretty good ones in here, like Luffy, you've got Vivi, Nico Robin, Mr. 1, you've got Mr. 2, as we know, Legend Mr. 2, there's Mr. 3 as well. Like, there's actually a pretty good amount of units you could be using with him. So you could either do that, or just be at 50% or below, which is accessible. And then the effect, it does a 10% HP cut to all enemies. It changes all of these slots into matching, removes HP conditions from this character's captain abilities. Like, that is so sick. That is unique. We actually don't see that too often. So this character just removes any HP related conditions. So basically what it means is that all of the effects become activated when you activate the super type. So like, obviously that's amazing. So very good effect. And then cerebral become super cerebral. I don't think they need to change too much with this. If they wanted to add additional abilities, I'm all for it. I'm not expecting it though, but his support is also another reason why this character sees play. Being able to remove chain coefficient reduction and chain lock, chain boundary, whatever it is, and then also give you a chain boundary with the support all in one. Very powerful effect, very useful. And Nico Robin just stays winning. She just gets access to some of the craziest supports in the game. So very powerful unit to have. So definitely keep a look at it. I'm really excited to see what this character will hold with his upcoming super evolution. Let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys want to see from this guy 6+, because I'm really hoping he gets some good stuff. And hopefully you don't have to get all the way to level limit break 5 in order to get all of the abilities for this guy, because that's going to be a bit of a pain. So we'll wait and see, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.